$39.03 3.7% government overhead $37.3 million 483 million 2.0% heavy water plants $26.8 million 347 million 1.4% total $1.89 billion 24.5 billion. The project expenditure through the 1st of October 1945 was $1.845 billion, equivalent to less than 9 days of wartime spending, and was $2.191 billion when the AEC assumed control on the 1st of January 1947. Total allocation was $2.4 billion, over 90% of which was for building plants and producing fissionable materials, and less than 10% for weapon development. 321, a total of 4 weapons, the Trinity Gadget, Little Boy, Fat Man, and an unused Fat Man bomb, were produced by feed of 1945, making the average cost per bomb around $500 million in 1945 dollars. By comparison, the project's total cost by the end of 1945 was about 90% of the total spent on the production of U.S. small arms, not including ammunition, and 34% of the total spent on U.S. tanks during the same period. 319. Overall, it was the second most expensive weapons project undertaken by the United States in World War II, behind only the design and production of Boeing B-29 Superfortress. 322. Legacy. The political and cultural impacts of the development of nuclear weapons were profound and far-reaching. William Lawrence of the New York Times, the first to use the phrase atomic age, 327, became the official correspondent for the Manhattan Project in spring 1945. In 1943 and 1944 he unsuccessfully attempted to persuade the Office of Censorship to permit writing about the explosive potential of uranium, and government officials felt that he had earned the right to report on the biggest secret of the war. Lawrence witnessed both the Trinity test, 328, and the bombing of Nagasaki, and wrote the official press releases on them. He went on to write a series of articles extolling the virtues of the new weapon. His reporting before and after the bombing helped to spur public awareness of the potential of nuclear technology and motivated its development in the United States and the Soviet Union. 329. The Manhattan Project left a legacy of a network of national laboratories. The Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory, Los Alamos National Laboratory, Oak Ridge National Laboratory, Argonne National Laboratory, and Ames Laboratory. 2 more were established by Groves soon after the war, the Brookhaven National Laboratory at Upton, New York, and the Sandia National Laboratories at Albuquerque, New Mexico. Groves allocated $72 million to them for research activities in fiscal year 1946-1947. 330. They would be in the vanguard of the kind of large-scale research that Alvin Weinberg, the director of the Oak Ridge National Laboratory, would call big science. 331. The Naval Research Laboratory had long been interested in the prospect of using nuclear power for warship propulsion, and sought to create its own nuclear project. In May 1946, Nimitz, now Chief of Naval Operations, decided that the Navy should instead work with the Manhattan Project. A group of naval officers. The Lake Ontario Ordnance Works, near Niagara Falls, became a principal repository for Manhattan Project waste for the eastern United States. 323. All of the radioactive materials stored at the low site, including film, uranium, and fuel's largest concentration of radium-226, were buried in an interim waste containment structure in the foreground in 1991. 324. 325, 326, were assigned to Oak Ridge. the most senior of whom was Captain Hyman G. Rickover, who became assistant director there. Famous themselves in the study of nuclear energy, laying foundations for a nuclear-powered Navy. 332. A similar group of Air Force personnel arrived at Oak Ridge in September 1946 with the aim of developing nuclear aircraft. 333. Their nuclear energy for the propulsion of aircraft, NEPA, project ran into formidable technical difficulties, and was ultimately cancelled. 334. The ability of the new reactors to create radioactive isotopes in previously unheard of quantities sparked a revolution in nuclear medicine. Starting in mid-1946, Oak Ridge began distributing radioisotopes to hospitals and universities, primarily iodine-131 and phosphorus-32 for cancer diagnosis and treatment. Isotopes were also used in biological, industrial and agricultural research. 335. On handing over control to the Atomic Energy Commission, Groves bade farewell to the people who had worked on the Manhattan Project 5 years ago. The idea of atomic power was only a dream. You have made that dream a reality. You have seized upon the most nebulous of ideas and translated them into actualities. You have built cities where none were known before. You have constructed industrial plants of a magnitude and to a precision heretofore deemed impossible. You built the weapon which ended war and thereby saved countless American lives. With regard to peacetime applications, you have raised the curtain on vistas of a new world. 336. The Manhattan Project National Historical Park was established on the 10th of November 2015. 337. See also. The Bomb Film, 2015 American documentary film. Oppenheimer. Manhattan Project.
Yes, I'm very sleepy. I'm looking for links to this B-29 Super Fortress aircraft. No, I need a link to this fat man. Yes, but I'm very sleepy. Yes, got the thin man, but that's not the one. Need the fat man or little boy. Read this one too. That's the word, that's the first. Because this is super long. Oh, I need to get my keyboard on the floor. Here we got a Super Fortress. That's the one. I'm just looking for this airplane. I like to read about it. That's the one dropping the nuclear bomb. Yes, find it in, that's the one dropping the Nagasaki, the Fat Man, around number 2 bomb. Enola Gay was the first one. Yes, but you can find it in Microsoft Flight Simulator. You can find it. Yes. But first I should read this, but I have to stop the video because it's going to splitting. So I will stop my camcorder and start uploading.